What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very special episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode number 86, and it is also the 1 year anniversary of the Waterboy Podcast.
A round of applause to
Should have
ourselves.
warned headphone users before I started clapping.
You should have warned headphone users before you even started speaking because,
Well, that's mean. That's rude.
I mean, when you get this close to the microphone, it can be kind of loud.
I was trying to give 110% for the 1 year anniversary intro.
No, I respect it.
After you questioned my intro skills before we started.
I didn't question your intro skills.
I need to bring 110%, Everett.
Okay. All right. Okay. But we just want to thank all you guys, avid listeners, viewers, TikTok enthusiasts, YouTube short enthusiasts. Thank you guys so much for supporting us over this first year. We've had much more growth than we could have imagined over this first year, and I mean we're gonna keep going. So
ended off 2022 strong, starting off 2023 hot. We're keeping this momentum going, baby. We're like the Eagles when Nick Foles came in right now.
Yeah,
and I know you don't like the Eagles, but that's the best.
We can all respect Big Dick Nick, though. I mean,
that's the best comparison I have to this.
But if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. Follow us on TikTok.
Like and subscribe. Favorite comment. The video. Show your uncle, show your aunt, show your cousins, show your little brother about it. Okay, show everyone about it. Okay,
the best
show
way.
Your roommate, show your teacher, show your principal. If you're still like in lower school, show your freaking your art teacher. Show your I don't know. What else do they do? Your PE teacher. Show them all. Show everything.
Yeah. Also, the best way for us to know whether
follow on TikTok.
The best way for us to know whether or not we're making the best content we can is by you guys subscribing, following, liking the video, and commenting. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that if there's something that you want us to put out, you tell us. So,
and you know what? Football season might be wrapping up soon, but that does not end for us.
We are avid water polo.
Oh, I wasn't going there. We're going to be pumping out a lot of NFL draft content. We're still football is still a year-round sport.
Football is a year-round sport.
There's always stuff to talk about. There's always things to consider. But yeah, thank you guys so much for a great year one. Let's make year two even better.
Let's keep blowing up the YouTube. Let's blow up the TikTok even more. We've done more than we could have imagined the first year. Let's do even more next year.
Yeah, 10x, baby. Okay, shout out Grant Cardone. All right. Starting off, I woke up this morning to an interesting little notification. Bill O'Brien is back in the NFL, Everett. Pats OC. So first, let's start with the Pats before we get to the interesting side of this story. Start with the Patriots. Okay, Matt Patricia. It did not work out with him as OC. Also, pretty sure that was his first time as an OC.
Yeah, he was a DC, including when he was the head coach for the Lions. He was
exactly.
I
don't know
offensive.
I don't know what the idea was. The whole hire Matt Patricia thing preseason, but Bill O'Brien is back in the NFL. He was max OC at Bama. Now
was he actually? Bill O'Brien was at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure it wasn't Sark, I don't think.
I just thought that Bill O'Brien got fired in like 2019. Would it have been 2020? So I don't really know how that lines up with him getting hired.
It might have been a year later. Wait, keep going.
I think it was a year later because I think that he's been the OC there the whole time, or not the whole time, but some of the time that Bryce Young was there, because I think he started when Bryce Young was there. So I mean, it's still going to be interesting. Plus,
that is true. There is no Mac Bill O'Brien overlay. I thought there was something there. I was wrong.
A lot of people, by the way, not knocking him for his coaching abilities in college.
Are not knocking him or are knocking him?
Are knocking him. Not a big fan of his coaching capabilities for Alabama as the OC. So just interesting. I mean, he is of Bill Belichick lineage, so I'm not surprised that they hired him. And hopefully, I mean, he might just be a better NFL coach than he is a college coach. Like, that's not unusual for some people. But it's going to be interesting. I feel like you can't get much worse than having a defensive coordinator be your OC. So
No, yeah, I mean it's only up from here, and like also, Bill should apologize to Mac Jones for hiring Matt Patricia in the first place. That knocked Mac Jones out of my top 10 quarterbacks ages 25 and under.
that
this season.
really,
So
that really is what Bill O'Brien
literally,
should
Matt
no,
Patricia is the reason that Mac
that
Jones
that that
wasn't in
that that should be what Bill O'Brien is apologizing for not having Mac Jones on your top 10 quarterbacks under 25. That should be what he apologizes to Mac Jones for.
Yeah, Belichick. I mean, Bill Belichick should be apologizing for even hiring Patricia. But yeah, so Pat's only up from here. But the more interesting side, now Bama in the search for a new offensive coordinator. Everett.
I'm Matt Patricia.
I'm joking here. I'm half joking here, but like watch him go casually cop Cliff
from like, Thailand.
I'm half joking.
It's pretty bad to go cop. I don't know if they're gonna get him from Thailand. I mean, that's a
well. The thing is, no one's going out to Thailand to get him. It's up to Cliff if he wants to come back.
I mean, if Bama's offering,
trust me, Thailand's blocking all communications. They're blocking everything. You cannot contact Cliff right now.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Cliff Kingsbury, I'm just enjoying my time right now. Like,
dude, take a year off.
Take a year off,
dude. Take a year off. If I was Cliff, we're taking a year off.
He's getting like
set the whole thing. All right.
He's getting like 20 million over like the next 2-3 years. Like he's getting paid to literally.
Yeah, at least
he has a salary.
No, it's the greatest job on earth.
Go
a
chill.
Fired head coach.
Literally the greatest job on earth. So
you
I mean,
sit around, you get paid.
If I'm him, I'm just chilling. And when I decide to come back to the U.S., I mean, maybe I'm coaching, maybe I'm not. We'll see.
Join the Nick Saban rehab facility. But yeah, watch Cliff just casually become their OC. But anyway, Alabama and the OC hunt news. They also got rid of their D coordinator, so the house has been cleaned in Bama. Nick Saban's not messing around.
My God, they had one season. They had one season where they barely missed the playoffs. Everybody's gone. Get them all out. Get them all out.
Saban's not fucking around. All right, he goes for natties. All right, it's not messing around.
Natties, nerf or nothing. It's natties or nothing.
It's natties or nothing.
It's natties or nothing.
Natties or nothing. And I mean, when you are Bama, that is how you should be operating. But yeah, the other most exciting NFL news over the past 24 hours ever, and this actually hits home to us pretty hard. Ohio State versus Stephon Diggs. Eli Apple versus Stephon Diggs. Ohio State versus the Vikings. Everett, what is your opinion on this? I want to hear what you got to say first before I go on my Eli Apple defend rampage.
Eli Apple hit a homicide this weekend. Stephon Diggs is I don't even know where to begin with this. Basically, Eli Apple dunked the shit on Stephon Diggs. Like I
wasn't familiar that they had beef.
They didn't, before. And they don't. That's the best part of it. Eli Apple, when I texted Grant this. I texted Grant the picture of the tweet, and
they don't have beef.
They don't have beef. They didn't before then.
No prior interactions documented ever.
I texted Grant. I mean, they probably were talking in the game, but I mean, they had no online beef at all. And stuff. This was also like a day later, like, or at least a while later than because this was last night, wasn't it? So it was a day later.
Yeah,
and
it was last night. Yeah,
it was a day later than the game, and it was Stephon Diggs just being like, "Hey, like, I know people are not happy with my conduct after the game, but like, you have to understand, we're fighting for championships here. We haven't had it the last 2 years. Like, I'm just upset."
First, let's start with that. Like,
but let me finish my point. No problem with that. And then Eli Apple just came out of nowhere and responded to that. Wow. I texted Grant and this is why. Now it makes sense because, like I said, Eli Apple just came out of nowhere. Eli Apple came from the top rope and RKO'd him.
Yeah, RKO out of nowhere. Literally,
RKO out of nowhere. Literally.
Meme. Throwback to like Vine was a thing when that meme was going around.
My man was John Cena. Couldn't fucking see him. Couldn't see him coming.
Yeah, hit him with the attitude adjustment, huh? But yeah, I know my WWE shit, boys. But I first want to say Stephon Diggs, how he responded to that and like being pissed off and stuff. I have no problem with that. I'd be heated if I was him.
Oh,
Like putting up 10 points, like you'd be fucking pissed.
I'd be
Like,
beyond mad. I'd be beyond upset.
uh,
Especially if I'm not, because the issue was his usage and the scheme. Like they didn't give him the opportunities or the ball enough, and that's what he was upset with.
And, everyone has their opinions on Eli Apple, but according to everyone, if you're going up against Eli Apple, it's like a touchdown every single play. So Stephon Diggs should have been getting the ball more.
Yeah. I mean, like, also, I saw somebody tweet being like, okay, well, think about Eli Apple. Got traded from New York because he was a locker room cancer. Wasn't on the Saints for 2 years.
That allegedly was rumored to be. Okay, none of this has been confirmed ever.
Capital J journalism allegedly at Aiden. But traded the Saints, released after 2 seasons. Apparently was on Carolina for a year. Thought his career was over. Went to the Bengals after that, and now look at him. I mean, he's about to be in back-to-back at least AFC championships. He might have gotten burnt. He might have been burnt toast last Super Bowl, but like we said in our 4th episode ever, Eli Apple really that bad? And I mean, he's not.
Literally, we are bringing it back full circle.
He's not.
This is the thing. Like Eli Apple, now it's completely understandable. There are a lot of reasons why he should be hated. Okay, Giants, you take him top 10, and I mean, once again, the most impressive aspect of the Giants drafting Eli Apple 10th overall is that Urban Meyer convinced the New York Giants that Eli Apple was a top 10 draft pick in the NFL. Okay, that's the most impressive takeaway. That's the number one takeaway from that. Okay, so first things first, give Urban credit. Second, then he goes to the Saints, doesn't play well. And, as an Ohio State guy, I would hope that him and Lattimore can, get some Ohio State juices flowing. That didn't work out. Then he's on which team was he on for 2 weeks?
Apparently he was on the Panthers for a year.
For 2 weeks. They got cut. Then he lands in the Bengals, and he's getting clowned all year by every fan or by every team that he's formerly been on. All of those fans are clowning him on the daily. Giants fans I know, oh my God, they might hate Eli Apple more than anyone else ever in the NFL at this point. It's absurd how much they hate Eli Apple. But my point last year was, name one corner in the NFL that could have locked down Kupp or guarded him. Nobody could. And this year,
honestly, the only person who probably could have.
I'm not saying he's a cornerback 1. I'm not saying he is a lockdown guy, but he is an ass that everyone comes out and says he is.
The only person that probably could have locked down Cooper Kupp last year was probably somebody on his own team. It probably was Jalen Ramsey. That's probably it, if that.
If even. I'm personally under the impression that there was not a single man in the NFL that could have guarded Cooper Kupp last year. I'm under that impression.
Well, unless you're a Packers fan, because then when Jair Alexander double covers a player, they think that Jair Alexander is actually 1-to-1 manning him. So maybe Jair,
you'll
Jair
have your chance to talk to Packers fans in a second when you do their off-season.
I will.
Their off-season wish list. You'll have your time.
I'll have my time. I'll have my time.
Hey, and we don't know if Aaron Rodgers come back. If Aaron Rodgers is just not on the Packers, we were talking or texting about this earlier. I was just thinking of the day that Patrick Mahomes retires, and I had asked Everett, when Aaron Rodgers either leaves the Packers or retires, how big of a party are you throwing? How big of a celebration will that be?
Dude, it's gonna be a block party up in Minneapolis.
It'll be larger than the Ed Donatel firing Super Bowl. Okay. And don't even act like it won't be. It'll be bigger. Oh yeah, it will. That's been decades of hurt, Everett. Decades.
Don't forget that it went from Brett Favre directly into Aaron Rodgers.
I mean,
it's been 2 decades, man. It's been 3 decades. And then they're going
straight into Jordan Love.
If Jordan Love somehow becomes a Hall of Fame quarterback,
voodoo witchcraft is going on in Green Bay.
They are literally sacrificing goats underneath the stadium.
Yeah, Lambeau is a satanic ritual site. If that,
you think Do you think that they just like sacrifice like the previous quarterback underneath like the stadium, and then the whenever we see the quarterback in public now, like Brett Favre, like it's just like it's a clone. It's not the real one.
I don't want to get into anything Brett
Conspiracy.
Favre
Conspiracy.
has or has not been doing in recent news, but no, I definitely think there's a chance that Aaron Rodgers got that weird ass tattoo as some way to summon some voodoo witch at Lambeau Field. So
that is not out of the cards. It is not impossible.
It's more than a 50% chance that that's likely or true. So definitely keeping that one on the table.
So is the
Eli Apple?
Sorry, is the title of this episode now going to be Aaron Rodgers is a voodoo witch doctor?
You can decide. That's up to you.
Okay. All right, back to Eli Apple.
That's your choice. But
back to Eli
Apple, Stephon Diggs. I was just trying to look through the tweets. I feel like Eli Apple, you know, he went on his high horse after the game. I feel like it was a little unnecessary to take multiple jabs at Diggs. Like he's like still tweeting at him like right now. It's been more than 24 hours since like the first tweet, and he is still tweeting at Diggs. Sorry for that. It's just the cops. Stephon Diggs, fraud alert, missing. Where is he? Oh, they're looking for him. Oh, sorry.
They put on a bolo.
No, but Eli Apple, I definitely am thinking he's doing it way overboard right now. Like the fact
I also think that like
bro,
but it's also like they still have practice. They still have a game to play.
No, that's what I'm saying. Bro, stop with the shit
like,
talking, dog.
I get
you are my Super Bowl pick, bro. Come on, let's lock it the fuck up, Eli.
This is how like you get your ass waxed next week.
Like I would love for him to put the phone down. Will that happen? No. And this is why it won't happen, Everett. Okay. He's been so disrespected so hard by multiple fan bases now. Okay. So he has like zero regard for anything.
The thing is also, it's not going to stop. The disrespect won't stop.
No. It will not stop. He also knows it won't stop. And he will never get credit for anything he does literally for the rest of his career. If the Bengals win a Super Bowl, it'll be, remember when Eli Apple gave up 2 touchdowns to Cup and lost? Like that's literally will be in his replies to everything. But he's just been extremely disrespected by multiple fan bases, which I'm not saying isn't deserved. It is well deserved.
It is very much deserved.
But at the same time, Eli Apple, because he's been taking all that shit, and now 2 straight years where he's gone to taken out the Bills, went to the Super Bowl, could go back to the Super Bowl again this year. Like he's in the high of his life right now. Eli Apple is going to talk the most shit of his life right now. Like
he's also currently like in the spot that so many players dream of getting to and never get to.
Exactly.
So I mean, like
ask Dak Prescott.
Damn.
Sorry, that was really fucking too.
Yeah, no, it was.
Fan. I
need. It was kind of necessary. I'm not.
I need to make myself feel better somehow.
Yeah, but that's the situation on Eli Apple and Stephon Diggs. Just absolute carnage occurring on Twitter right now.
No, yeah, I think Eli's taking overboard right now. But also like,
but I love it. I love Stephon.
I'd love to see Eli clap back and actually like fight.
Stephon,
but also Stephon, just in the first place.
We both know. Right. I mean, like besides Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs is my favorite player in the NFL.
Oh, to be honest, I still thought you liked him more than Justin Jefferson. Not gonna lie, but
I mean, I have to give Justin the advantage just because I mean he's on the Vikings right now. But
yeah,
I mean, Stephon Diggs is my favorite player in the NFL. I obviously love him, but I will. I mean, bro just got put in the dirt. It was bad. It's still going. So that's the situation with that.
Also, just real quick while we're here, we don't think there was a fallout with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. No, like we kind of talked about it. So like there is no better alternative that he can go to right away. And like
unless it's like the Chiefs
best situation. Yeah, I mean, good luck pulling.
There's no way he's going
good luck
there.
Pulling that one off Kansas City. Like,
imagine if the Chiefs had Stephon Diggs.
No.
Oh my god!
Why the fuck would I imagine that, dude? That's evil, bro. What? No, I'm not going to imagine.
Okay, so there was a report a couple days ago. This is from Dove Kleeman. He's like an NFL insider. Okay.
I was like, that's an interesting name.
This is from the Pat McAfee show. This is what it was reported from on the Pat McAfee show. So originally, the report was after a 10-3 loss to the Patriots midseason, the Jets' entire locker room rejoiced that the team decided to bench Zach Wilson and start Mike White. Wilson then later grumbled and just was argumentative
verb.
to multiple teammates over being benched.
Grumbled.
Zach Wilson was late to meetings, screwing around in the meetings, and not having a good attitude, and that the team will quote unquote mutiny if Zach Wilson is labeled the starter again.
And he was found with a 38-year-old female.
Yes. and one of his mom's friends.
Yeah, and that female happened to be his mom's best friend.
Yeah. So
best friend since high school.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah, okay, Jets. So,
this would be a great time for me to phase in my Jets offseason agenda, but I do not have that prepared. It's Packers time.
Wait, Everett, I just thought of something devious.
What?
I don't know what the Jets draft capital looks like.
Okay.
But could they get a CJ Stroud? Like, could they move up?
I think they'd have to move up to get that. I don't think that they're going to get it.
Like, move up. I'm saying, could they, like, do they have the ammo to do that?
But you know who's the most likely candidate?
I know Lamar. I know.
No. If they're going to trade for a quarterback.
Oh, trade for a quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I heard that. I read something saying Aaron Rodgers to the AFC.
So the Packers basically.
Oh my God, Everett!
The Packers have said
brother.
the Packers have said essentially
not
that
for me, but
the Packers have said that if and when they trade Aaron Rodgers, it will only go to AFC teams. They will not trade in conference to the NFC. So there are 4 teams that are interested. I think that it's the Raiders, the Jets. I don't know, 2 other ones that really don't matter. So the Raiders and the Jets, really the only ones that matter. So obviously Raiders have Devontae Adams.
Yeah, he's not picking AFC South.
The Jets have the best team to make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
And obviously
Wilson.
The market's different. When they traded Brett Favre, they got a conditional 4th. They also traded him to the Jets. So it wouldn't be unsurprising for him to go to the Jets, but they got a conditional 4th for Brett Favre.
History there.
Market's a little bit different now. They'll probably be able to get a first rounder out of it. It is Aaron Rodgers, but the question is, how many picks will you be able to get out of it? And if I'm the Jets, I will happily trade my first round pick this year for Aaron Rodgers.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
I don't care. He's got 2 seasons left on him. I'll be happily draft a quarterback later in this draft. I still think
him well enough. You might get 3 out of him.
I think that people currently are thinking Anthony Richardson is going to go higher in the draft, and I think that it's definitely a possibility considering he probably will perform great in the combine, and that has a tendency to boost people's draft stocks.
He'll make a throw on his pro day.
He'll make a throw. Like it'll be stuff.
Sideline.
But I'm still thinking that there is a possibility that we see him drop into the second round because last year we saw all these quarterbacks, Malik Willis specifically, who have the intangibles, the athleticism, and didn't get picked early enough because they were a raw prospect.
I think AR-15 would most likely go round 2.
I think that's the ceiling is round 2.
Late round 1,
but I think
I don't even know which teams would be in that position.
If AR-15, if Anthony Richardson is available in the second round, even if it's the beginning, I can see the Jets trading up to go and get him in the second round. So then you have Aaron Rodgers, your starter, Anthony Richardson
picking like around like 15,
16. So you have Aaron Rodgers and you have Anthony Richardson sitting behind him, learning for the next season or 2. Behind Aaron Rodgers, and then he becomes your starter. And I think that is the best possible outcome for the future of the Jets franchise.
In an amazing world where Aaron Rodgers is a really nice and friendly guy and great teammate, that is great. But as we know, Aaron Rodgers doesn't really like rookie quarterbacks right behind him knocking on the door.
I think that at this point in his career, though, he doesn't care. Like he also came out to say that like when he was a rookie and they drafted him very late in the first round pick behind Brett Favre, and Brett Favre wasn't expecting it.
Oh my,
right?
Okay.
Brett Favre was Brett Favre was a complete ass to him for like the first 2 seasons that he was there. And Aaron Rodgers has essentially said that he doesn't want to be that kind of guy to whatever quarterbacks behind him. Like he actually wants to help tutelage them. So, I mean, we've seen both sides of it from him, but I do think that especially now, whatever team he goes to, if they do have a younger quarterback, he will understand. Like they're not going to start until after he retires.
Yeah, yeah. I do think though, just that whole situation is very interesting. If Aaron Rodgers were to go to the Jets, that offense, Brees Hall coming back. I mean, just thinking about
Also,
that
keep in mind
team.
their defense, by the way, too. Their defense,
No, I know
phenomenal.
their defense very. I'm just
And
thinking
it's
from
only
the
going to get
offensive
better.
perspective. Like Garrett,
Their
Elijah
old,
Moore can probably.
I'm pretty
fuck
sure
off,
the
but...
oldest, pretty sure the oldest player that they have on defense is CJ Mosley.
Yeah, and you need a veteran presence in the locker room, so there's no problems there.
So, you know, I think that it's a good fit. I mean, I could see him going in the Raiders too. Devontae Adams is there. I mean, he is this guy who manages to make the playoffs every year with Devontae Adams, so I could see that happening.
That's actually 100% on the table. What the fuck am I thinking?
But the Jets also have interviewed
Jesus, Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, Everett. Holy fuck, no.
You're not putting Russell Wilson in there?
No.
Don't forget Russ. Don't forget Russ.
I'm not, but if they get a good coach, I'll be honest, I am on a Russ rebound. It's only up from here.
Also, though, the Jets have been very interested in peculiarly Nathaniel Hackett for their OC position. But that's
Aaron's guy. That's
Aaron Rodgers' guy.
That's his guy.
So also play calling ability. I mean, it was dog shit for the Broncos, but he clearly has the capabilities to play call at least for Aaron Rodgers. So
I also think I
being a head coach is also a little bit different.
I think there was just a lot on his plate and he didn't really know how to manage it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Not a great head coach.
I have my Chargers OC vacancy jobs. I was gonna put Hackett on there. I did not put him on there. I was doing some research. I have a list of 5 potential candidates that are confirmed have been either.
You're only doing your top 5.
I'm doing top 5, but
okay.
I only have a list of 5 coordinators that have officially been confirmed by the Chargers that they have either interviewed already or are going to interview them. But in my top 5, I have 2 coordinator prospects on there that have not been confirmed.
So you have 7.
7, yes. But I can give the top 7.
Just can you throw 3 random ones in there? Just maybe a Hackett at 10. A number 9, maybe the Viking or somebody on the Vikings. Because you guys seem to like the Vikings prospect.
That Gerard Johnson, is that his name?
Yeah, quarterback coach.
Yeah, they already interviewed him.
What about our wide receiver coach? You can put him at 9.
I guess I could throw Gerard. Well, no, I have 7. Okay, I have 7.
Okay, all right. It's gonna be a weird list, but okay.
I've got in-depth analysis on them too. Okay.
Well, all right.
These are my. I'll give a 7. These are my top 7 Chargers offensive coordinator candidates: Zach Robinson, Thomas Brown, Joe Brady, Bobby Slowick, Mike LaFleur. Not a fan of that one. Greg Olsen, not the tight end, and Luke Steckel. At first glance, I was like Greg Olsen. I'm like, no, literally fraud alert. If it was Greg Olsen, the tight end, I agree. At first glance, I was like, wait, Greg. You
don't want to put Josh McCown in there?
Okay, chill, slow your roll there. But I was reading Greg Olsen at first. I was like, wait, what are we doing? And then I realized we're talking Raiders OC. But number 1, or my top 2 options are current Rams offensive coaches. Zach Robinson is the Rams QB coach and passing game coordinator, and Thomas Brown is the Rams assistant head coach and tight ends coach. First, Everett, we were talking about this earlier. You're a fan of younger offensive-minded former players. So,
I am. Yes.
did a little deep dive. Zach Robinson, 36 years old, former NFL quarterback drafted by the Patriots in 2010. Thomas Brown, 36 years old, former NFL running back. Pretty sure he was drafted by the Cardinals. Did not look up who drafted him, though. But both former players, both can command that respect. And also, my favorite fun fact out of all of these things, Thomas Brown was the Georgia strength and conditioning coach in 2011. So he's got some grit to him. So that's another factor. Another thing I want to point out, Thomas Brown is also interviewing for the Commanders offensive coordinator job.
So he's probably going to have one.
He's going to get a job.
He's probably going to get one.
And I would hate to watch Taylor fucking Heineke ball up with the Commanders offense.
Sorry, you mean Sam Howell. Taylor Heineke's a free agent.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, it's Sam Howell season over there. Jesus. That's
well, unless they want to start Carson Wentz again, which is not impossible.
Oh yeah. He isn't a free agent, right?
No, he is not.
Left hand up, boys. But yeah, those are my top two. And I got Joe Brady at 3 just because I feel like there's a little bit of a little slight bit of uncertainty there. It's just I'm very swayed by seeing KOC come in Vikings and start balling up. I like Rams offensive assistants, Everett. They get the nod.
I mean, like Sean McVay.
He told all of them, go searching, boys.
But also, he knows how to develop coaches.
But what if McVay's doing that because he knows they're all not that good?
But what?
Like the Rams didn't do that well this year. I know Stafford was hurt. I know that injuries, but what if McVay's letting his staff go search for jobs because he doesn't want to keep any?
Yeah, I mean, that's not impossible, but I was more just focusing on the fact that Sean McVay knows how to develop good coaching pedigree, like Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay's tree, Zach Taylor of the Bengals, Sean McVay coaching tree. Like every head coach that leaves his department, every team, every person that gets a head coaching job from his department.
One guy who had some questionable coaching decisions after leaving.
Yeah, who's that?
Brandon Staley. But but
I mean, still made the playoffs. He's a questionable coach, but I mean, he's still
made the playoffs this year. Didn't last year.
He was doing some dumbass shit both years. Let's just be honest. I mean,
can't believe now you're defending Staley and I'm the one attacking. What the fuck is happening?
I just said that he dumbass shit both years.
I'm kidding. I'm playing.
Okay.
We all hate Staley.
I honestly I like Joe Brady. Out of all candidates, I don't know that much about the two Rams guys, but Joe Brady to me seems like the best candidate. Let him kind of bring that young mindset to him. If Brandon Staley has basically just full hands off with it, let Joe Brady do whatever the hell he wants. Other than unlike Matt Rule, who kind of seemed to have his hands on everything.
Yeah.
Let Joe Brady develop that LSU offense that he had in 2019. Let him do that.
I want to say, at LSU, he co-called the plays with LSU OC Steve Ensminger. I think I got that, pronounced that right. But in Carolina in 2020, that was his first full season as a full-time only play caller in any level of football in his career. That was his first year ever being the full-time OC. That was 2020. In 2021, halfway through the season, he got stripped of play calling duties. They gave it to someone else because they were doing pretty shitty. But in that first year, they went from 27th overall in defensive efficiency or offensive efficiency. They went from 27th to 17th in a year with Joe Brady in that year one.
Also, for teams,
they were not positive. So
for teams also that you're looking at coaches from, he was the Bills quarterback coach this year. Now, not great because Josh Allen didn't have a great year.
No,
but from coaching experience and who you're around, pretty good.
He's been around the elite of the elite. He's been around Joe Burrow.
That's also
Sam Darnold. He's been around the elite quarterbacks in this game.
That's also a couple more years though of NFL experience and just development as a coach. And I think that makes a great difference applied when you are going to be an offensive coordinator, especially one in the system where you have a lot of players, including your star quarterback, that can make plays like you would do and want to do in college. So if he wants to go that route, I think that's a perfect mix, a perfect match, one would say. But
I mean, I'm game. I'm down.
I like it. I like it.
I'm game. But anything other than Joe Lombardi. But
how about Ed Donatell as your OC?
Whoa, we're not pulling a Patriots Matt Patricia here, Everett. No. We learned from the mistake that happened last season. We're not going to do that. Well, actually, we probably would, knowing that we're the Chargers. Yeah, okay.
Hey, you'd get Matt Patricia.
Yeah. I mean, hire Jesus Christ, hire him as like the GM. It's like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, though.
Okay, I have a list.
A lisp.
A
you
lisp.
Have a lisp.
No, I have a list.
Okay. All right. Damn, dude, the Eagles have a top 10 pick next year too. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's probably gonna be a running back.
Okay,
it might be a running
Jets
back.
got 13. Jets could be in striking range and move up.
I mean, they could be, but also that'd be the pick that they get for Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
No. We'll see what happens there.
Okay, I have a top 10 list prepared for today. I also have the Packers off season. Apparently, I'm just doing the NFC North now. I have a top 10 list.
Well, you got Dolphins, so we're branching out to the AFC Beast after this, actually.
Yeah, I do have a Dolphins request. I have a top 10
list. I'll make my Chargers one next week. I'll make my Chargers one.
You're just the guest. You're the guest appearance in the AFC West. So I got to do the other ones. You can't take my job from me.
Damn it. Is there anything like that bad that rhymes with best? Like AFC
Pest?
Lest? No,
Pest?
less. AFC less? It doesn't really work.
Pest? P-E-S-T?
AFC Pest? I don't know. Anyway, it was a shitty joke. Go on.
Okay, I have top 10 list of top 10 tackles in the NFL. Trent Williams, Christian Darrisaw, Andrew Thomas, Lane Johnson, Rashawn Slater, Tristan Wirfs, Penei Sewell, Caleb McGarry. That one took a minute for me to get out. My God.
Holy shit.
Caleb McGarry, Brian O'Neill, Jordan Mailata. Top 10 tackles in the NFL.
Okay. Personally, I would have put Nicholas Petit-Frere on that list, but hey, I'm an Ohio State homer, so I might be a little bit biased.
I personally was thinking about Greg Little, but okay.
Yikes. Jesus, I think that's my backup tackle in our Madden franchise league. Or Walker Little. Walker Little. He's my backup.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, though, you know what? I don't have any major reactions, but
I'm sure somebody will because somebody always does.
Okay, Everett, fuck it. I'm gonna rank my top 10 left guards because I played that. I'm gonna do a top 10 left guards.
Say that. You're gonna have to come with that for next episode.
No, next episode. I'm gonna do a top 10 left guards.
Grant's it should be like an award list.
What else? I know. I'm just saying. I know left guards more than I know left guards like the back.
Wait, does that mean that I should make a centers list?
I'm not sure, but my roommate's saying, "What up?" Whoa. Chill with the slap, Sam.
You can't be doing that.
Let's not.
This is a children's show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, PG-13.
This is a children's show.
Yeah, come on, bro. What the hell?
Bro, what the fuck? It's a children's show, man.
Dude, our fucking advertisers are not gonna fuck with that. Anyway. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Where were we?
Me doing a centers list because I played center.
Yeah. You could hit up a centers list. I mean, shit. While we're at it, you can do top 10 tennis players in the world list.
Dude, I really should be doing
tennis star.
I should do.
People don't know. People don't know that. They don't know that.
Yeah,
they don't know that.
They don't know that. Tennis prodigy.
Hey, a year in, you learn a little more about us. Hey,
dude, you know what I really should do? Top 10 baseball players in the world because I played one good year of baseball when I was in 3rd grade. That's what it should be.
I was also really, really
Top
good
10
in third
left
grade when I
fielders.
played baseball because I played down with the second and first graders because I was really bad. So they put me down. I was really good when I was in third grade. I was really fucking good. I played against first graders.
That's why you weren't playing when we went to the park to go watch everybody else's baseball game.
That's why I wasn't there.
You weren't in the league.
Wasn't in the league. I was so bad at baseball. Like for the quote unquote tryouts, which
so you were Bishop Sycamore.
99%, it's not a tryout. It's like it's literally a scouting combine for the coaches to do their draft after. Literally, that's what it's for. Because like literally fucking TK's dad like explained it to me how it happened. Like, no, like literally, like we had you guys like names listed and all, and, like drafted you in a room. And I was like, oh, what pick was I? And he's like, last. And you know that. You already knew the answer to that. So
that's amazing. That might need to be a clip in itself. That the dad coaches of Little League Baseball do a war room draft.
No, like that's true. Like that's not even up for debate. Like that's like at least for our I'm not gonna name the league of where we play, but like at least for our thing, like no, like literally they would have the tryouts.
That makes me
back to this.
You know what? That makes sense.
They call it tryouts.
No. That makes sense because
I have a good point. I was about to make fun of myself.
Okay, sorry, you go.
Okay. So for 99.9% of kids, they call it a tryout, but in reality, it's the scouting combine for the draft. For me, though, it was a tryout and I did not pass. So I didn't make the league. Like I didn't make the league. Like I didn't pass the benchmark. Like I dropped every fly ball. Like, I mean, I had a fucking rocket arm. Like, I mean, I was gunning in janitor tosses from right, but couldn't hit shit, you know, couldn't field shit, but I had a fucking nuke of an arm, like nuke. But hey,
just need to clarify, this is not T-ball, right? Because if it's off a tee, that's pretty bad.
No. This was
pitch.
Machine pitch.
Okay.
Not live pitch. Machine pitch.
Yeah, no. So we were doing live pitch, and really the first year, I hit the walk-off like single to win the championship. Next year,
where does that rank in your top proudest athletic achievements? That's got to be top 5.
It's probably top 5.
A walk-off knock, bro.
A walk-off. It's probably 2.
A walk-off knock. Are you?
It's probably 2. My. If
that's not your top 5. God damn.
It's probably 2. My proudest accomplishment probably was getting a pick 6 on the first day, on the first game, on this first play.
Was I on this team?
Yes.
Yes. I know this.
It was the first game, first play of Pee Wee flag football. I got a pick 6, and that's probably my most proudest accomplishment of my sports career.
The proudest moment in my sports career was not getting my head ripped off by the varsity team when we were playing against a team and they called down the varsity to play our freshman team. My proudest achievement was surviving that game.
Just making it through. But no, the coach that I got the next year was like the former assistant coach of the team that I got the walk-off on. And he was like, yeah, like I had to make sure that I got you. I'm like, all right, so now it makes more sense. I was dog shit that year, by the way. I was terrible.
There is a draft, like literally think back to your little league leagues and just be honest with yourself. I'm being honest. Like I knew I was the last pick of the draft. And literally my friend's down, asked him, he was like, you already know the answer to that. Don't fucking ask. Like I'm going to let you down. Like, you know the answer to this. Like, don't make me say it out loud. Like you already know the answer. So I knew that reality. I know how awful I am at baseball, but be honest with yourself. To everyone listening, what round pick were you in your youth baseball league? Really think about it. Think about it.
I think at least that year after I got that knock, I think I was a second round pick. And then after that year, I probably would have been like a 7th.
I just guarantee. I do think, though, when I was a third grader playing down, I do think I could have been like a round 4, like at the turn pick, you know,
on the roundabout.
Yeah, no, 100%. Not round 5 though. You know, then I would have been bad. No.
Well, I mean, I
probably did get drafted round 5.
Which pick? It's round 5. It's always a bust. It's always a bust in fantasy.
No, it actually makes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Drafted round 5.
You got drafted around 5. Yeah. No, that makes more sense now,
No,
actually.
actually makes complete sense.
That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. Okay. I have, and we can probably end with this segment. I have the Packers free agency wish list, to-do list, whatever you want to say. This probably, hopefully, will be also its own YouTube video. So I mean, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I think we're trying to do that. It's really on a matter of how much time I have to edit it. So, all right. And also, it also comes down to whether or not Grant wants to make the Bears one. So, we'll go from there. Anyways, all right. Here's the Packers offseason wish list. I did a lot less research on this one than I did for the Bears. So I hope everybody is okay with that. All right. You ready? We ready for this? Packers. Pray to God that Aaron Rodgers stays. I might need to redo that. Pray to God that Aaron Rodgers stays. Resign or extend Robert Tonyan, Jaron Reed, Adrian Amos, and Alan Lazard. Trade Aaron Jones. Sign Emmanuel Mosley, Paris Campbell, Kaiser White, and Solomon Thomas. Thank you. Thank you for your time. That is it.
I don't have any major qualms with your team. I assuming that Aaron Rodgers does come back, I don't think they'd want to get rid of Aaron Jones, even though last year, based on usage, I mean, Aaron Jones essentially wasn't even on their team.
No, I mean, like the thing is though, they have
yeah, no, fuck.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, that piece of shit.
Brandon Dillon,
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, yeah.
Traded him for Kyle Pitts and like the worst fucking trade. Kyle Pitts injured out for the year 2 weeks later.
But
piece of shit.
Look, Aaron Jones also has a $20 million cap hit, apparently, from what I've seen. For a running back who's 29.
He's ready.
That's a lot of money. And also, if Aaron Rodgers does stay, as you prayed to God hard enough, and Aaron Rodgers does opt to stay, you're going to need that money.
Aaron Rodgers also said that in a scenario where he stays with the Packers,
he'll take a pay cut.
Would be, quote, willing to restructure.
I also do think,
not mine.
I also do think that AJ Dillon gives just as good as an opportunity as Aaron Jones does. Plus he's younger. Like, I think that if you free up that space, you could trade Aaron Jones. You could probably get a good deal for him. If you trade him with a pick, you can probably get a starting caliber wide receiver. The wide receiver market this offseason is really not as great as we would hope. A lot of the wide receivers are a bit older, and I know that the team itself is trying to get younger, especially at that position. They have a lot of rookies from, I guess, this year, so be the second-year players. I didn't really want to re-sign Alan Lazard, to be honest, or extend him, but because of the market, because of familiarity, I thought that they probably would extend that to him. I thought they would probably re-sign him.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of makes it like if Aaron Rodgers wants him to be there, and it kind of seems like he does, he'll probably be there. And I think that it's like they could bring back Jake Kumarov or whatever his name was. He was on the Bills this last year. Randall Cobb, I think, is probably going to retire, but I mean, it's a possibility.
Yeah, bro, Cobb's hanging it up.
If Aaron Rodgers, what I really should have added is trade Aaron Jones and trade for Brandon Cooks. That's what should happen, is trade for Brandon Cooks. So let me redo it real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Pray to God that Aaron Rodgers stays. Re-signed or extend Robert Tonyan, Jaron Reed, Adrian Amos, Alan Lazard. Trade Aaron Jones. Trade for Brandon Cooks. Sign Emmanuel Mosley, Paris Campbell, Kaiser White, and Solomon Thomas. There you go. That's the list. So I think that they really do need to get a true wide receiver one. And I think that Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson both can be a wide receiver one if they develop properly. Christian Watson obviously definitely can. We've seen what he can do as a wide receiver one. Yeah. But he will have to continue to develop. And obviously they still need a more credentialed wide receiver. Even if they draft one in the first round, like still that's a rookie. You have all these young wide receivers. I at least want one kind of veteran who has good talent in there. So even if you get Brandon Cooks and he ends up being the slot receiver at 3, he's not going to be happy, but it's going to be competitive enough. The team's going to be competitive enough where it's not really an issue for him. I would put DJ Shark on this list too, but I don't really think that he matches up with that system. He could be like the thing is like he'd be put into that Sammy Watkins kind of role, and I don't think that that's a match for either party. But I could see working with Brandon Cooks and Alan Lazard's coming back. The big thing to look at too, obviously they have to shore up the offense and free up space there. I'm expecting them to probably draft a tight end, especially if Robert Tonyan doesn't stay, because all of their tight ends, I believe, are free agents. And then their secondary. Jair Alexander is pretty good. Rasul Douglas played well, but outside of that, they had no corners. Even their safeties, neither of them were particularly great. Darnell Savage had a little bit of a better year. He's going into a contract near next year, I believe. And Adrian Amos was average, I would say, especially for him. Paris Campbell coming in gives you that little top off that you need for your slot receiver.
I also
for speed
Paris,
for the team.
I think he can be.
He could definitely be
very fucking cheap.
I think he could be cheap, but we also saw what he could do at the end of this last year because Matt Ryan started targeting him heavily.
I'm uber biased with Paris.
No, I know, but he also like he played very well down the stretch of this year. He had a couple 100-yard games. He looked like the wide receiver one on the Colts for a couple weeks. Kaiser White, I believe, is a outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Of the Eagles.
Quick, I just have a fun little point on Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
So Paris Campbell, he's currently 25 years old. Okay. He's been in the NFL, I think, for 4 years now.
I believe it's 4 years because his contract just expired.
So this is my fun fact of the day. So Paris Campbell, he was a 5th-year senior at Ohio State. So he redshirted in 2014, graduated in 2018. When he was drafted by the Colts, Everett, he was 21 years old. So Everett, Paris Campbell began his collegiate career as a 16-year-old. Explain that to me. I literally cannot explain that.
Huh?
Oh, what? Yeah. So Paris Campbell, he enrolled in Ohio State in 2014. Okay. At that time, Paris Campbell was 17 years old. Turned 17.
Did he not graduate high school?
Must have graduated early.
That's also, really early.
Fun fact, he went to St. Vincent St. Mary, LeBron's high school.
Well, that might explain a little bit.
But no, yeah, that's my fun fact today. Paris Campbell was a 5th-year senior who was 21 years old when drafted in the NFL. So you do the math, guys.
Damn. Also, Tremaine Edmonds was drafted at 20. He was 20 years old when he was drafted. So he started ridiculous. College early too.
That's absurd.
Also, so I also had Kaiser White out there. I mean, that's just that could be a depth or a starter signing. He's an outside linebacker. They'll use him to get pressure. Solomon Thomas, edge signing right there. They didn't have great pressure on one of their edges just by ratings. As I said before, don't question where I get my ratings from. Okay, that is a private source locked under multiple different encryptions, blood tests.
Which edge did you say they should go after?
Solomon Thomas.
Okay.
Former number 3 overall pick to the 49ers. Did not stay with the 49ers because he was not worth a number 3 overall pick. But did have a pretty good season last year. Probably get him for pretty cheap. Could end up being a starting player. See how the Packers rookies from this past season developed. Devon Wyatt or whatever his name is from Georgia. Also who they draft. So it's definitely possible. But Solomon Thomas, a good depth signing at a minimum, could be a potential starter. Not a bad player if he is a starter. The biggest thing here, though, is if Aaron Rodgers doesn't stay, okay? If Jordan Love is now your quarterback, one, you have to sign a quarterback immediately. So I said this on the Bears TikTok on the offseason.
Would you consider saying like screw it, like accept the L, like take Derek Carr, like trade for him or some shit if you can't get anything?
No.
Or at that point,
if I'm doing that at that point, I'm going with
Love.
I'm giving him the season. If he doesn't do well, guess what? I could have the first overall
like a reasonable replacement guy, like Jimmy G. Like what do you? I don't know.
There's no reasonable. There's no reasonable. There's no reasonable.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know who they could get. Who's
Well,
like
no, I'm not saying that. When I said get a quarterback immediately, I meant a quarterback to fill the roster spot, not to replace Rodgers. I just meant like as a backup. I didn't mean
okay.
like a starter.
I mean, like if they roll out Love next year, that's waving the white flag. Like
Well,
we're
you,
taking
you
we're
gotta
taking
let me
3
you
and
gotta let me
13.
finish.
Bears are finishing better than that.
Let me finish. Let me finish my point. Um,
God, I feel like that's like a classic character. That's like such a stereotype. Let me finish my
finish my
point.
point. Oh God. Um, but okay, so if, like I said, if
Cut that. Actually, that was fucking cringy. Cut that shit. Keep
no,
going.
it's gonna be in there. I mean,
Okay.
it's gonna be in there. Okay,
That was
so if Aaron Rodgers,
bad. That was
if
bad.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't stay, okay, Jordan Love's your quarterback. You have to go out immediately, go sign a new backup quarterback. I said this on my Bears TikTok, but Blaine Gabbert, I think, is the best reasonable backup quarterback that has veteran experience and has sat behind Tom Brady and other very capable cornerbacks to learn, so he can coach up not just Jordan Love and try and get him to be a capable starter and help him break down film and help him live in the game. Okay. I think you would have to give Jordan Love the whole season, see how he plays. If he doesn't play, you probably did shitty enough to possibly get Caleb Williams, in which case I don't know what the fuck I will do.
Sign me up for that if I needed a quarterback. Holy shit.
But
imagine Caleb throwing to fucking Justin Jefferson ever.
Yeah, for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Imagine. I am imagining. It looks beautiful. But if Jordan Love doesn't do well, you don't get Caleb Williams. Next year's quarterback draft still is going to be very good. I wouldn't overthink it that much. The quarterback market also will probably have a decent amount of free agents. But you rock with Jordan Love, and you kind of start a rebuild. You want to go younger at all positions, really, because you want your team to kind of age together, offset those contracts a little bit, so that way you can still have enough cap space. But I mean,
yeah, and like their defense is all like young as shit.
Their defense is pretty young outside of a couple of position groups. But if that's the case, like, right, like you have a couple players that are a little bit older, and they definitely will be old by the time that you are really competing. So like Adrian Amos, he's like 29, basically 30. Trade him, get capital for him. Same thing with Alan Lazard will be a little bit older. Same thing with.
So right now the Packers, if I have this correct, they are currently 21.4 million under the cap.
Yes.
So if they get rid of Rodgers, that will make them what? That will
probably about
9
50
million available.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a substantial amount. Also, if Aaron Rodgers does leave, and we're talking about trading all these players, first player to go, by the way,
the Aaron Rodgers contract is hilarious.
The first player to go, David Bakhtiari. First player to go, David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, and you can get a haul for him. You can get a haul for him too.
So, also by the way, like from what I've heard though, by the way, so he fucked up his knee. I guess a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
According to him, specifically from him, and I think this was from the Pat McAfee show. He sometimes wakes up and his knee just doesn't feel right, and he does not come into practice. And there'll be games where he gets in there, he'll play a little bit, like he'll feel great, and there'll be times before
Chargers, dude.
There'll be time before the game. There'll be times before the game where he's just like my knee doesn't feel right, and he doesn't play. And that was a lot. That was seen a lot, I think, over the last year or so.
Yeah, we will only make that problem worse. So do not come here.
So he's a left tackle. Rashawn Slater's also a left tackle. So
no, I know, but I was saying we can get fucking groovy with it. We can get groovy with it. I was also playing around, and so I was kind of going into this like, let's cut Matt Filer, move Salyer to left guard. Fuck it. If we don't re-sign Pipkins, maybe Salyer goes to tackle. We can get a guard for cheaper. I'm just thinking. But
could happen. Could happen.
I'm just thinking like that could be a cheaper move, but I'm just
but I think I don't know if you have anything else, but I think we can wrap with that. So
yeah. I want to say though, I just made another quick look through these free agent things, or just a list of free agents. Whatever. I'm on Sport Track. Their player values are awful, but
no. Those values that are listed there are not accurate. You have to go to the market values.
No, yeah, like I'm on a page. The values are listed. Like I'm pretty sure it's just their salary from the season before, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, you have
But
to go to market
anyway,
values.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I'm a big fan of you giving some Paris Campbell love. I think Paris Campbell's actually like a gadget type guy where when he can give you bunches and moments like Curtis Samuel did at the start of the year for the commies. He's one of those gadget guys who can get some shit going for you if
He's
you're
also very
stalling.
young, and that fits exactly what they're
Yeah, he's
trying to do.
25, graduated
And
as a
that's
fifth year when he was 21.
that is veteran experience. So even if you get Alan Lazard back, you might not even need him because you can just sign Paris Campbell. You trade for Brandon Cooks. Who the fuck cares about Alan Lazard being there? Honestly, I might cut that back. I might cut Alan Lazard out of the TikTok when I make that because I don't even know if he should be there anymore.
Yeah, I to be like, I'm not gonna think about it much more. Go Pack, go. Okay.
Fuck you. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify. You can find us on TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, and on Twitter at Waterboy Pod. Our handles are right here down below. You can find us on Twitter there. Thank you guys so much for 1 year of support. Please make sure just to subscribe. Continue to support us. Support our TikTok.
Like
Follow
and
us.
subscribe.
Comment.
Rate us 6 stars.
Start commenting.
Download us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts if you're listening on there. Download the pod. It helps us a lot. But without further ado,
Waterboy's out.